The day I accidentally sprayed an entire neighborhood with pepper spray. So there I was, with a big smile on my face, a bag full of peppers, and not much thinking going on in my head. My grandma once told me that there are two types of people: those who make things happen and those who just follow along. I'm definitely a follower, but I wanted to do something special. I love food, especially peppers, and I thought, why not share my favorite pepper recipe with the world? But just making it the usual way seemed boring. I wanted to be creative, try something new, and be my own boss. That day, I wanted to be the best at making pickled jalapenos. I put them on almost everything except desserts. I love using them on pizzas, nachos, cornbread, stir fries, you name it. I have a special place in my heart for those small green pepper slices. I wanted to make them even better, because when you truly love something, you always think there's room for improvement. You never stop trying to make it perfect. I wanted to make the best pickled jalapenos ever, using fresh ones from a farm. I wanted them to be extra spicy, so I added some habaneros to the mix, and to give them even more flavor, I added a lot of garlic. First, I cut off the stems of the habaneros and simmered them in vinegar. Then, I blended it into a special orange-flavored liquid. Next, I transferred the mixture to my Instant Pot and added the rest of the ingredients: sliced jalapenos, crushed garlic, extra red pepper flakes, because I like a little pain, salt, pepper, and sugar. If you don't know what an Instant Pot is, it's a special cooking device that heats up liquid to a boil, but keeps the steam inside. It cooks food under high pressure. I thought to myself, using one of my few brain cells, if I make pickled jalapenos in the Instant Pot, the pressure will really force the garlic and habanero flavors into the peppers. Yes, I thought it was a brilliant idea. I turn up the heat to make it boil, with the lid tightly closed. I shut the valve to trap the steam. Then, I set the timer for 10 minutes. That should be enough time to get the job done. While I waited, I did whatever my lazy brain wanted, which was probably something silly. I don't really remember what I did, because what happened next erased my memory of that time. I forgot what I did during those 10 minutes, the name of my childhood pet, and probably most of 7th grade. Not that I miss much from that awkward time. It was all about trying to figure out the opposite sex and giggling about using the word sex. The timer went off, and I walked over to check on my pickled jalapenos. I looked at the top of the Instant Pot and saw the pressure relief valve. I turned it slightly to the left, and suddenly, steam burst out like water from a powerful fire hose, releasing the pressure inside. But instead of releasing water to put out a fire, I unleashed a stream of fiery liquid. The pressurized steam from the habanero and jalapeno-infused vinegar with garlic hit me like a punch. It choked me, making my eyes water and burn. I thought they might even bleed, but luckily, they didn't. I stumbled out of the kitchen, desperate for air, and flung open a window to gasp for breath. I desperately needed fresh air, so I opened every window I could: the sliding glass door, the bedroom window, and the spare bedroom window. Even though it was a hot and humid summer day in Oregon, with temperatures over 100 degrees, I didn't care. I was coughing and wheezing, struggling to see and breathe. The steam kept spraying everywhere, and it seemed like it would never stop. I even tried unplugging the Instant Pot, but that didn't help at all. I knew I had to get the Instant Pot outside, away from me. I took a deep breath, grabbed the pot, and carried it to the patio. I set it down and quickly closed the door behind me, letting the steam vent out. My focus was on breathing, but it was hard. I couldn't catch my breath. I thought the bathroom might be the only safe room, so I ran in there, turned on the fan, and sat down in the tub, trying to escape the fumes. I sat in the bathtub for about an hour, waiting for my girlfriend to finish work. I didn't want to face the mess alone, so I waited for her to come home and help me deal with it. I was scared to see what had happened outside the bathroom, and I needed her support to face it. When I'm alone, I feel weak and overwhelmed. I heard the front door open and close, followed by a loud exclamation of surprise. I quickly got up and opened the door. The air was still thick with a strong, unpleasant smell. I grabbed her and pulled her into the bathroom, behind that closed door. We had a heart-to-heart conversation. We both acknowledged what went wrong, why it happened, and how to prevent similar mistakes in the future. Thankfully, she understood my perspective, that I had made a big mistake and deserved no sympathy. Being the kind and understanding person she is, she didn't scold me further. Instead, she accepted my offer to spend the night in a hotel room, giving us both a break from the chaos. When we returned the next day, we found a notice on our front door from the apartment complex managers. I later learned that they had received at least 5 complaints about the incident, and the strong fumes had even spread to other apartments. Unfortunately, I never got the chance to personally apologize to our neighbors, but I did apologize to the managers for the trouble and inconvenience caused by the complaints. And to any neighbors who might be reading this and thinking, wait, this is the person who filled our apartment with that awful smell that summer, I want to extend my sincerest apologies. I know you were affected by the incident, but I hope you can find some comfort in knowing that I suffered too. My apartment smelled like a mix of vinegar, garlic, and peppers for 6 whole months. Let my mistake be a lesson to you all. Be smarter than me and think twice before trying out unconventional recipes.
Story 2.
I'm 38 years old and pregnant. My husband, who's 40, threatened to hurt me physically. I'm scared and don't know what to do. I don't want to leave him, but I'm worried about my safety and the safety of our unborn child. Should I leave or stay? My husband and I had a small disagreement recently. Our 1-year-old loves playing with the trash, which was causing us to argue a lot. To avoid constant fights, I started putting the trash can just outside the kitchen door. It's not a big deal and saves me from constantly stopping our child from getting into the trash. My husband didn't like my solution, so he moved the trash can back inside. I put it back outside again. He started yelling at me, saying I need to learn to give in. I refused, especially since our son's safety is at stake. That's when he threatened to hurt me physically, saying he really wanted to do it. I'm also 3 months pregnant, which makes this situation even more worrying. He's never physically hurt me before, so his threat came as a shock. Has anyone else experienced something like this and had it work out okay in the end? I'm concerned that I'll never feel safe or comfortable around him again, even if he never actually hurts me. I'm feeling lost and unsure of what to do, so I'm looking for guidance and support. Update: I'm overwhelmed by the responses I've received. I didn't think my post would get so much attention. To be honest, I'm now worried that my husband might find out about it, so I'm planning to delete my account. I've decided to leave him and am currently making a plan to do so safely. Thank you all again for your support and advice.